Students, are you hearing?
Sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Very good afternoon. Okay, right. So before going to our class today, you have to unmute your videos once. Then we will move to our class. Students, ఒక్కసారి మీ వీడియోని ఆన్ చేయండి. Students, all of you unmute your videos once. Please, everyone. Everybody unmute your videos once. Shivram, Raju Naik, Vadapalli, Raj, Suguna, Ram. Please unmute your videos once. Suguna, Vadapalli, Raj, Shivram. 1 plus 5. Who is this 1 plus 5? Repeatedly informing you that change your name. Please keep your full name so that we'll get your name easily. Okay. Please unmute yourself once. Once a minute. Then you right? అందరూ ఒకసారి మీ వీడియో ఆన్ చేయండి. మీ వీడియోలు ఆన్ చేయండి ఒకసారి. సందీప్, గెలాక్సీ J7, రామ్, సుగుణ, వాడపల్లి రాజ్, 1 plus 5G. ఒకసారి మీరు ఆన్ చేయండి వీడియోస్. Yeah, right. So we don't want to waste our time. So directly move to our class today. Yesterday we have a general introduction on Indus Valley civilization, and before going to this civilization, I have to give you again. There are two terms we have. One is the culture and civilization, and the Bronze Age. Okay. So before going to all the civilizations, we have to see about what is the culture and civilization, and is there any difference between the culture and civilization, and what are the important features of these Bronze Age. Okay. So before going to all these civilizations, okay, we are starting with the Indus Valley, and before going to the Indus Valley civilization, we'll see the culture and civilization, and about the Bronze Age, and then we'll move to Indus Valley, right? Thank you. You can unmute now. You can mute yourself and listen. And before going to my lecture, I have to share my screen.
बस बताओ.
Students, are you getting my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Right. So we are going to see about the Bronze Age civilizations and its features, and we'll see first of all the culture and civilization, and then we'll go for the Bronze Age civilization, because all these civilizations, the majority of the all civilizations what we have in the syllabus, which comes under the Bronze Age. Okay, so which comes under the Chalcolithic age. Okay, so that's what we'll see some features. Is there any similar features in all civilizations what we have? and then we'll move to those things, right? So first of all, we'll see the culture. Okay, so and civilization. These are the two important things in the sense, two important words are having the similar meaning and having certain similar things basically. Okay, similar features also. Okay, so where the culture is a thing, a culture is a concept, you find particularly in a civilization. Okay, so civilization is a broad aspect. Okay, so you find the number of cultures in the civilization. ఓకే, సో ఇక్కడ మీకు సంస్కృతి నాగరికత అనేటటువంటిది రెండు రకాలైనటువంటి ఏదైతే పదాలు మీకు కనిపిస్తుంటాయి. సో ఈ పదాలకి ఒక విధంగా మనం చూసుకున్నట్లయితే ఒకే రకమైనటువంటి అర్థాలు మనకు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో ఎప్పుడు మనం అబ్జర్వ్ చేసినా సరే, అంటే ఆ సంస్కృతికి ఉన్నటువంటి ఆ నిర్వచనం కానీ లేకపోతే నాగరికతకు ఉన్నటువంటి నిర్వచనం మనం చూసుకున్నట్లయితే రెండిటికి దగ్గరగా అంటే పోలిక, అట్లనే కొన్ని తేడాలు కూడా మనకు కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటాయి. ఓకే, సో నాగరికతని మనం ఒక బ్రాడ్ వేలో ఒక విస్తృతమైనటువంటి అంశంగా చూసినట్లయితే అందులో సంస్కృతులు అనేటటువంటివి రకరకాలైన కనిపిస్తాయి. ఓకే, సో ద కల్చర్ ఈజ్ కన్ఫైన్డ్ టు ఏ పర్టికులర్ రేస్ ఆర్ ఏ పర్టికులర్ ట్రైబ్ ఆర్ ఏ పర్టికులర్ కమ్యూనిటీ. Okay, so you find these races or these tribes or these communities in a civilization. Number of races or number of culture you find in a civilization. Okay, so where it is civilization, we all see in a broad sense, whereas culture confined to a particular thing or a particular territory, particular a region or a races in a particular territory, right? So we'll see these things. First of all, these things before going to all this. Okay, so where the firstly this one, the culture, where civilization is like a theory is bigger than a culture, in which an entire civilization can, in which an entire civilization can encompass one single unit of culture. Okay, so civilization is a bigger unit. Civilization is a bigger unit than the culture because it is a complex aggregate of the society that dwells within a certain area along with its forms of government, norms, and even culture. Okay, so thus culture is just a specific or a portion of an entire civilization. Okay, so when you see a certain example, the Egyptian civilization has a Egyptian culture. Okay, so in the same way, the Greek civilization has a Greek culture. Okay, so likewise, Indian civilization, Indus Valley civilization, where we call as in a Indus Valley civilization, you find certain a culture of particular Indian subcontinent. Okay, so where you find the number of cultures in a particular Indian subcontinent, and you find the number of races also. Okay, each race has its separate culture. Okay, but we see in the whole, we call it as a culture of Indus Valley or a culture of Egypt or a culture of Mesopotamia or likewise. Okay, so there every civilization add the culture in a different ways. Okay, so these maybe a culture ordinarily exists within a civilization, and in this regard, each civilization can contain not only one but several cultures. Okay, so comparing culture and civilization is like showing the difference between language and the territory to which it's being used. Okay, so and culture can exist in itself, whereas civilization cannot be called as a civilization. Okay, so if it does not possess a certain culture, and it's just like asking how a nation or a territory can exist. Okay, so and on its own without the use of medium of communication. and hence a civilization will become empty if it does not have its culture, no matter how little it is. Okay. So, and sometimes we also see culture can be something that is tangible, and it can also be something that isn't. Okay, culture can becomes a physical material. Okay, so in earlier classes we also discussed about certain features of this culture. Okay, so the features of the culture may be divided into the materialistic and material, non-materialistic. Okay, so whereas the materialistic, which comes under, which includes like the food habits, the styles, art and architecture likewise. When you see in the non-materialistic, you find like those like literature, language, and fairs and festivals. Okay, so all these things we call as a non-materialistic features of a culture. Okay, so but in a civilization, you find these number of non-materialistic and materialistic. Okay, so all these includes a civilization. Okay, so within a civilization, you also find the number of cultures, because you find the number of races in a civilization. Okay, so in the same way, the number of you definitely find the number of cultures in a civilization. Okay, sometimes culture can be learned, and in the same manner it can also transmitted from one generation to the next using a medium of speech and communication. It is possible for certain type of culture to evolve and even be inherited by another group of the people. Okay, so the culture may be transmitted from one generation to the another. Okay, so this, if the civilization destroys, even the civilization is discontinued. Okay, so any other civilization which started on the same ground, they also follow certain features of the earlier culture. Okay, they will continue certain cultures of the earlier culture. Okay, so even though it destroyed or it discontinued, some features which they find in the earlier culture or earlier civilization, they continues. Okay, so it's a common phenomena, right? It's a common phenomena. We definitely see all those things in a particular way. Okay, so when you see the Bronze Age, which comprises it's like a certain period. Okay, so Bronze Age is a period. Okay, so which is when you see in the order after these prehistoric cultures in the sense like from the Paleolithic, then Mesolithic and Neolithic, then the Chalcolithic comes. Within the Chalcolithic part, you find the Bronze Age. Okay, so where the bronze they use, okay, where the metal bronze is used by the people, that area, the period we call it as a Bronze Age. Okay, so where we need to take these cognizance of two terms, whereas the Bronze Age and civilization. Okay, so we use the age. Sometimes we use Bronze Age and Bronze Age culture. Okay, so Bronze Age civilization, like the terms we use similarly, right? So in order to begin, okay, so we use these terms accordingly, right? So, and the term bronze implies an age when human used bronze to make their major tools. Okay, so the implication have is one of a sequence of materials used when human first used stone, followed by the copper and bronze, and eventually made the shift to the iron. Okay, so accordingly, he shift to one metal to the another. Okay, so according to the availability and according to their strongness and according to their easy to use. Okay, so by considering all these things, they followed these metals from one to the another, from copper to up to the iron. Okay, so while it may be true that bronze came to be used for making major tools, the real significance of the term bronze age lies in its correlation with the particular social formation and marked by urbanism and state of societies and a civilization. Okay, so the term civilization is not used in the sense of being refined or sophisticated, right? Okay, so where according to certain according to the various historians, they refers to a stage of social development from one room hut, okay, a single room dwelling, okay, so one type of a dwelling, one type of their settlement, okay. So from one room hut to the architecture of a complex buildings, from oral tradition to the literary, from rural households to the city life, and from certain stone use of stone to the use of various metals like the iron and bronze. Okay, so likewise, there are certain developments has taken place within a particular civilization. Okay, civilization also refers to geographical scale, to a number of groups using the certain things like writing systems and art codes and metallurgy and sets of craft techniques. Okay, so all these are things we used one by one, and archaeologically, which is these similarities will be manifest as regulates over a large geographical area. This combination of material regularities comprises what the archaeologists called culture. Okay, so the culture in archaeological sense are similar categories of artifacts in assemblies found from a restricted geographical area and period of the time. Okay, so likewise, where you find this civilization had a certain population. Okay, so certain features according to this according to Garden Chain. Okay, so according to Garden Chain, who spell out certain list of 10 attributes for early civilizations are the urban societies. Okay, so where every civilization in the world, there are having certain urban features. Okay, so they wholly we don't find urban features in every civilization, but some of civilizations like Indus Valley, you find the wholly urban culture or urban features. But in remaining civilization, you find somewhat these urban features, right? So these urban societies, according to the Garden Cell, these civilization which comprised with certain aspects large dense population, non-agriculture population supported through surpluses, and primary producers paying surpluses to a deity or a ruler. Okay, so monumental architecture, a ruling class, system of recording, the development of exact sciences, and monumental art, long distance trade, and resident specialist craft workers, which these certain features you find each and every civilization of the world. Okay, so likewise, you find there is certain things particularly about the civilization. Okay, so the same historian, according to the Garden Child, who defined the history as the development and downfall of a civilization is nothing but a history. Okay, so likewise, every thing according to Golden Child, which linked to a civilization. Okay, so everything which he find in the civilization, he called as a history. Okay, so when you see certain sources of these Bronze Age cultures, when you see uh, these sources like so when you see sources of these Bronze Age, Basically, we get to know about Bronze Age both from the available written records and the material remains of the societies. Okay, so the Bronze Age is a period which marked by use of writing for various purposes. Okay, so when you see the Mesopotamian writing, which called as the cuneiform, and while hieroglyphics, which is a script which is used in the Egypt. Okay, so and these while writing, which is constituted a major material evidence, and other forms of material or archaeological evidence comprise like the monuments, art, and like a objects which you find the everyday life in the particular civilizations, like the pottery, ornaments, tools, likewise. Okay, so one constraint regarding the material remains revolves around their nature. Okay, so whether a material is organic or inorganic. Okay, so again, the used material, the daily utensils or the used utensils or implements or any material they use, they may be divided into again into organic and inorganic. Okay, so in most situations, organic materials such as cloth and wood, likewise, and do not survive for a long time. And unlike inorganic materials like the stone, metal, which may you find clay like things, they may survive for a longer time. Okay, so based on these inorganic remains, you can calculate the age of a particular civilization. Okay, so you are well aware that there are certain methods to calculate the age of particular material, which is based on the carbon 14 method. Okay, so based on the percentage of carbon which particularly in a particular object, by calculating those carbonic material in a particular object, the scientist may calculate the period of or age of particular object. Okay, so these all these civilizations, the duration or the age may be which calculated on the basis of these inorganic material. Okay, so when you see these maybe you find different things like the histories of the civilization of both these civilizations like the Mesopotamia and Egypt have been based on largely on the texts that survive since writing has been deciphered in the regions. Okay, at the same time, the wealth of the Egyptian pyramids as well as the temples and palaces and royal graves at certain Mesopotamian cities have for long consumed the bulk of archaeological attention. Okay, so apart from these objectives, you can find various number of remains at particular executed places of or territories of these civilizations. Okay, so not only these objects, you also find different remains in a civilization. Okay, in a economical aspects, you find number of remains there. Okay, you find certain husk of a particular grain. Okay, so you also find certain woven cloths are like where you find in the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, based on these, you can also see that what the things which happened in the Bronze Age civilization. Okay, so and the based of certain script also. Okay, it's like Indus Valley, you find a script which is based on certain pictures. Okay, so but till the date, we didn't decipher that script so far. Okay, so that's why we are not exactly, we are not supposed to saying that what exactly happened in the Indus Valley civilization. Unlike the Indus Valley civilization, these Chinese and Mesopotamian Egyptian cultures, you have lots of literary texts you find, and they are deciphered the script, and they are exactly saying what the things happened in the Chinese and Mesopotamian and Egyptian civilizations. Okay, so likewise, you find the number of artifacts and remains and various scripts in these Bronze Age cultures. Okay, so we'll see here. These are the important Bronze Age cultures you find in the world at that time. Okay, so along with the Indus Valley civilization, you also find the Chinese and Mesopotamia and Egypt. Okay, so these cultures which exactly fit for these Bronze Age civilization. Okay, so when you see these Bronze Age civilizations, you find a number of things and a number of similarities in it. Okay, so when you see the Indus Valley and Chinese, you find certain similar things, and when you find Indus Valley and Mesopotamia, you also find certain similarities within the Mesopotamia and Indus Valley. Okay, so where the Indus Valley seals of Indus Valley you find in Mesopotamian cities, and nearly 2000 above Mesopotamian seals are found in the Indus Valley, and there the certain intermediate places which also having certain common linkage between the Mesopotamian and Indus Valley is like a Dilman and Makan coast. Okay, so all these are now we call it as a Persian Gulf. Okay, so Gulf of Persia, which is a common point in between the Mesopotamian and Indus Valley. Okay, so when you see in the Egypt, you have certain living sources still you find like pyramids. Okay, so in the pyramids, the number of artifacts you find. Okay, so like the mummies of a particular pharaoh, and the things which is used by pharaoh, and the animal which had association with the pharaoh, you find in the these pyramids. Okay, still you find those structures in the Egyptian territories. Okay, so all these nearly four out of the seven civilizations which comes under the Bronze Age culture. Okay, so we'll see what are the features you find particularly for a Bronze Age culture or a Bronze Age civilization. Okay, so first, the use of copper as a new material goes back prior to the Bronze Age to a period generally termed as a Chalcolithic. Okay, so or a period when the both copper and stone were used as the major materials for the tools. Okay, so and where particularly the copper is the material first used by a man, and then he got other alloys, and again copper which is used with other metal, tin, and made another alloy is nothing but the bronze. Okay, so the copper is the most important metal and the first metal which is used by a human, and then he followed other metals, and mixed with the copper he made different metals. Okay, so all this metallurgy is the important feature of this Bronze Age civilization. You find the number of metals along with the stone tools. Okay, so if the Chalcolithic period is only about copper and Chalcolithic is nothing but the usage of copper and a stone tool. Okay, so along with these metals, they also use those stone tools. Okay, so like this is metallurgy is one of the important concept within the Bronze Age civilization. Okay, so requirement of these metals would have meant bringing those into a alluvial valleys, which were the centers of civilization. It was more likely that crafters such as smiths would have traveled to the source of ores, okay, smelted these and carried the metal bags to purified from for working. Okay, so these for the ore of particular metals, these craftsmen which they travel to the new places where certain deposits of ores has found. Okay, so likewise they extended these territories of particular civilizations also. Okay, so it means metallurgical skill is a important feature of civilization. Okay, when you see the urbanism, basically urbanism also a important feature. Okay, so which you find one of the primary characters of this Bronze Age was is urbanism, which was its association with basically a urbanism. Okay, so where according to the Garden Child, development of urbanism in terms of a revolution, which he termed the urban revolution, basically. Okay, the urban revolution is first coined by the Garden Child, and then onwards, the usage of urban revolution has started. Okay, so we have seen the earlier that identified urbanism in terms of certain archaeological attributes. Okay, so if even if one may not completely agree with a trait of list of attributes of urbanism, it is clear that the local layout of these Bronze Age was a city. Okay, several cities you find in particular um, uh, uh, particular civilization. Okay, so you find like Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Kalibangan, Banavali, Chanhudaro, Lothal, like cities and towns in Indus Valley. When you see in the Mesopotamia, you find the number of towns and cities like Uruk, and where this Babylonia and Kasak, like towns and cities you find in these Mesopotamian civilization. Okay, so likewise, you find urbanism which is characterized with a non-agricultural aspects. Okay, basically where these urban centers which concentrate on non-agricultural aspects. Okay, other than the agriculture. Okay, so even though all this civilization which is flourished on the banks of various rivers. Okay, so whereas Indus and its tributaries, which is a common source for the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, and Tigris and Euphrates, which is main source of this Mesopotamia, and Tiber river, which is source of this Rome civilization, and river Nile, which is great source of this Egyptian civilization. Likewise, the water availability also a great feature of flourishing these civilizations, and these are the main reason how this urbanization has taken place, particularly as a feature of these Bronze Age cultures or Bronze Age civilizations. Okay, so where the urbanism which depend on secure agricultural base, you already aware, where the number of alluvial traits, basically alluvial soil, which formed with floods of from the floods of various rivers which are adjoining to these civilizations. Okay, so due to the floods of these Euphrates and Tigris, you find certain alluvial traits in the Mesopotamia, where this Mesopotamian alluvial trait we call as the Fertile Crescent. Okay, so where the Fertile Crescent gives a much production at that time. Okay, so the much high production, which gives a sufficient food material for these people of the Mesopotamia at that time. Okay, so in the same way, River Indus also provides a sufficient water facility and sufficient food material due to the alluvial traits formed by these floods of these Indus valleys, Indus and its tributaries. Okay, so likewise, urbanism also a important feature of these Bronze Age civilizations. And when you see after this urbanization, you also find certain other things which like the writing. Okay, so we already discussed earlier that like the cuneiform script is for the Mesopotamia were developed in Mesopotamia, and hieroglyphic script which you developed in Egyptian culture, and in the same way the pictographic script also which developed in Indus Valley civilization. Like certain, every civilization has its language and literature, and they had their own script. Okay, so but these scripts are not deciphered so far. That's why we didn't have the any exact idea on particular civilization. Okay, particular civilization. The best example is the Indus Valley. Okay, so Indus Valley had a script, but a lack of this deferment, and we are not at read that script, so that we are not able to say what the things exactly happened in the Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so that is the main problem why still having certain confusion in the Indus Valley civilization. And like Chinese, Mesopotamia, and in Egypt cultures, you don't find certain confusion, because where their scripts were deciphered, and they find certain literary sources, and they also find certain signboards, and they also find certain writings on these pyramids, are like artifacts. So okay, so based on this, they can say what the things which exactly happened. Okay, so that is the difference with the Indus Valley and other civilizations. Okay, so where writing took different forms in different Bronze Age societies, and object made of stone and clay with writing on them, which is a important feature. And clay was useful as it was abundant in the alluvial environment, and the earliest use of writing were for the administrative purpose of various recording transactions which taken place. Okay, so within the large public institutions such as the temple and palaces. Okay, so and individual purpose also they use, but we don't have any exact sources to say the where this conversation used, or where the script is used in Indus Valley. Okay, in other civilization you can say easily. Okay, so when you see long distance trade. Okay, so long distance trade also another important feature. Okay, so where due to this alluvial river valleys, and Bronze Age civilization were deficient in metal, wood, and most varieties of the stone. Okay, so the dependence on copper, tin, and other metals which had certain scarcity, and these people which are going for those deposits where they find. Okay, so due to usage of this metal, and due to usage of these certain implements which particularly used in the agriculture, and they are going to search those deposits where they find. Okay, dear students, we have only 1 minute of time. It may be disconnect in between, and up to the disconnection just listen, right? So here this the dependence on copper and other metal, their scarcity within the where alluvial valleys mean that these metal had to be procured. Okay, not only this, due to the non-agricultural purposes, the people which maintaining the relation with other than own civilizations. Okay, so they are going by these seaborne travel, and meeting